Hi guys, welcome to Zoom. Today we're gonna go with FK 17 through 24. My name is Yenisbel. So let's go through the disclaimer. I'm gonna do it as fast as I can. Remember, I'm recording now, so if you don't wish to come out in camera, just take off your camera because sometimes you do pop out in the little view here if you're talking. Okay, so the disclaimer. The BCBA exam prep study group was created by and for students to earn the BCBA and BCABA, there I am, certification. Most of the leaders and participants are not a BCBA or BCABA at this time. These meetings are meant to have active discussion, to collaborate, ask questions, and provide helpful suggestions to better understand the BCB 4th edition task list concepts. To this, it is important to know that all viewers and participants are responsible for verifying the accuracy of the information being provided in order to successfully prepare for BCBA, BCABA. Basically, just double check everything we say for accuracy purposes. Remember ethical considerations. Please don't share any specific questions that you have seen in the test yourself or in any paid resources. And if you do share, if we do share any open resources, peer-reviewed articles or books, etc., we always give credit to those people that wrote it. Like we always give credit to Cooper, past the BCBA manual that we always use. And as students of the field of applied behavior analysts, we must act in a professional and ethical manner at all times. And to make our Zooms go smoother, remember to make sure to mute your microphones if you're not speaking, which will allow us to have a clear understanding and conversation, allow the leaders and all participants to have their turn to speak without interruptions, and make sure to be respectful to others and refrain from using any inappropriate language throughout the entire meeting time. And please, let's have fun this late at night while studying. Okay, the last one that I need to add myself here is that I always add questions to mine, like mock questions. So please remember to wait until I do all the choices, read all the choices, just for those people that are later on hearing them in the car or while cooking or doing stuff around the house. And if I forget to read the choices, just remind me. Okay, guys, the questions were created by me, Yenisbel Hernandez, and the page number, usually I put it there. Today I didn't put it in all of them because they come from basically the same page number. And the books that I used today was Past the BCBA Exam Manual, 8th edition, BAS Study Manual, Cooper 2nd edition, and Mayer 3rd edition. The part that I'm going to do is basically task FK 17 through 24. My main focus is going to be on condition reinforcement, unconditioned punishment, condition punishment. I try to cover everything, but like always, it happens to me that I start with one subject and I just continue until I completely understand it. Okay, so unconditioned reinforcer. Oh man, can you close your eyes? Ready, set, close. Did you close them?
Okay, we didn't see anything.
Close your eyes. Let's see if it works. Oh no, it doesn't work. Okay. Yeah, I did it upside. I did it the other way. I hope it didn't happen to everything. Okay, so let's just go through them. It's very boring when I go through all of them. It makes me nervous somehow. Okay, unconditioned reinforcement. We all know that what happens with the behavior with unconditioned reinforcers. It's right there, but I do want participation.
Increases future frequency of behavior.
Oh my God, you got it.
My God, good job.
Does it have prior pairing?
No.
No. How can you remember?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because I'm a genius, that's why.
Okay. So condition reinforcers, guys, would be what happens to the behavior?
Increases.
Increases. And what happens with, does they have prior pairing, yes or no?
No.
No.
No. Can someone explain to me what that means, prior pairing, having no prior pairing?
No learning history.
Exactly. So it says right there that a neutral stimulus acquires the ability to function as a reinforcer through what?
Through phylogeny.
Through stimulus.
Oh.
I'm in condition reinforcer. So I'm going to say it again. A neutral in condition reinforcer, guys, a neutral stimulus acquires the ability to function as a reinforcer through something called
Stimulus pairing.
yes.
SS.
Stimulus
Contingency.
pairing, which is SS, correct. Okay, let's go to the other one. So which history, which type of history, forget it. I'm just going to read it. Unconditioned reinforcer needs no learning history required, right? On the opposite side, conditioned reinforcers do need learning history, like you guys said. Unconditioned reinforcers is a product of what? Ontogeny or phylogeny?
Phylogeny.
Phylogeny.
By the way, if you see any misspells or anything like that, please point it out. And condition reinforcers is a product of what?
Ontogeny.
Ontogeny.
Okay. And examples of unconditioned reinforcers, we have the 5 things that we need. I think that I'm missing something, but I didn't find any anymore. The 5 things that we need for survival, which are food, water, shelter, sleep, and sex for reproduction. Okay, for condition reinforcer, I looked for examples and I didn't quite like any of the examples that were giving. But I did the one that BAS study manual was giving, which is money. The reason why I didn't like money was because money is also a generalized condition reinforcer. You see it at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
So generalized condition reinforcers are part of condition reinforcer. The only difference that they are generalized. But the study manual gives money and also praise and etc. Okay, so let me read to you what Cooper tells us. It goes on and on for 2 pages, basically saying that Cooper doesn't give specific examples because they wanted the reader to focus on the fundamental understanding of the nature of operant conditioning. Basically, is that they don't want us to focus on the stimulus itself. They want us to focus on the whole thing about, you know, the condition reinforcer happens when you in the future tend to do that behavior more. But let me read exactly what they say. Remember, a stimulus can function as a positive reinforcement under one set of conditions and negative reinforcer under different conditions. So for example, I cannot say that money is condition reinforcer. That's what they're saying. You see what I mean? Because it could be a punisher for one person and a reinforcer for another person. We cannot say that for sure. And that's why I added this here. This is the thing that I was telling you guys about different books giving us different information. The other sentence that I like that made me understand that better is the last sentence that I have there, that is, a stimulus paired with a reinforcer is said to have become a condition reinforcer. But actually, it is the behaving subject that has changed, not the stimulus. Can anybody explain a little bit more what I just said? Or say the same thing in your own words?
I can give it a try. It can be that the condition reinforcer is depending on the client, on the learner or the client.
Yeah, that's why they were saying that we cannot say money, we cannot say candy, we cannot say like, like a pen or a doll for a girl that really likes dolls. We cannot say that as an example because it all depends on the person's behavior. It doesn't depend on the stimulus itself. It's all within the whole ABC. It's a whole concept. It's not just a stimulus. I hope I'm not making it more confusing, but that's why I put all the page numbers there so you would see it. But that just goes with the example.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That's why we use a reinforcer assessment.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Okay, can I ask a question?
Go ahead.
This is, I don't know why this is what's coming to mind, but like, okay, let's just say that we pair ice cream or something with another reinforcer. So would the example be like, maybe under one condition, the ice cream functions as a condition reinforcer, but maybe the learner now goes to the dentist and has a cavity or has like work done, and now that condition reinforcer no longer functions as a reinforcer because there's sensitivity to cold?
Well, I think that's exactly what they were referring to, that we cannot put as an example here ice cream, you see, because it could be exactly what you said. It could be a reinforcer, but then something happens, the whole mumbo jumbo happens, and then it becomes a punisher.
Okay.
So money is still money. It just may have different effect on the person, really. So
yeah,
sometimes,
well, money is basically everybody. It's generalized, but we
or the ice cream example that she gave. I mean, ice cream can be like, I'm lactose intolerant. If you offer me ice cream, I'm gonna say no thanks. Give me chocolate. And
Right.
so it may be condition reinforcer for somebody, but for some other people it may not be. So that's really what we're saying.
But the tricky thing about Cooper, which is why I took so long, is that he was saying that even money, he was saying the same thing about money.
Yeah, because it's going to depend on the value and the effect that it's going to have on the individual.
Exactly.
Right.
Perfect, guys. I think we got that one. So now that we know condition reinforcer, under condition reinforcer goes generalized condition reinforcement. So it has been paired, that type of reinforcer, which is generalized, has been paired with many unconditioned and conditioned reinforcers. And that type of reinforcer doesn't depend on MO for its effectiveness. And they give examples in the books. It's like money, token system, social attention, and praise. And it's good for us to sort of memorize those because it's going to help us in the test, I think. So
when talking about, when talking about a token system, like working in the field, sometimes I have had clients that are reinforced using just one token on their actual little chart. And sometimes I need to say, hey, I'll give you 3 tokens for that. So it really depends on the client if one token is worth a lot to them or not. And even us as adults, like how many people, I mean, maybe a lot of you are gonna tell me whatever, but a lot of people might say, oh, $200 is a lot to someone. And some people might be like, oh, that's nothing,
Yeah, that's true.
So it depends on the value and, what your history is like and what you have gone through. Maybe $200 is a lot to a lot of people, and maybe $200 is not anything. It's not worth anything.
I like that example. That's a good one. Yeah. Okay, so let's remember those examples for generalized condition reinforcement, which is what Damien was explaining: token system, money, social attention, and praise. And the other thing that I would like to rememorize is that unconditioned reinforcer is food, water, shelter, sleep, and sex, which are the things that we need for survival. I've encountered a lot of questions in mocks using these things, and sometimes I forget one of them, and then I get the whole question wrong. Let's see if the next slide, behaves good this time. Oh, God. I did this whole thing upside down. You can tell I was hungry and tired. Oh, my goodness, it works. Okay. I'm going to tell a story about Nadia when she was a little girl. According to what she said in the last Zoom, she liked ice cream. But now in this Zoom, she says she doesn't like ice cream. So I'm going to go with what she said in the last Zoom. Maybe she likes almond ice cream. Do you like almond ice cream, Nadia?
I do if I take a lot of lactate before I eat it.
Haven't you tried almond ice cream? Almond?
Yes.
It's good. My daughter takes it. Okay, let me read it. When Nadia was a little girl, she didn't know what money was. One day, Nadia wanted ice cream when she was at the supermarket. Then her mom teaches her that she needs money to buy the ice cream. The next day, she wants ice cream again, and mom gives her money to buy the ice cream. Next week, Nadia wants a new doll. Her mom tells her that she needs money to buy the new doll. Nadia also wants a dress for the doll. Mom tells her again that she needs money to buy the clothes for the doll. Nadia, you know, things don't fall from the sky. You need money.
I know.
Basically.
Money tree. Money tree.
So guys, I broke it down as visually simple as I could break it down. Okay, and it took me a while, believe it or not. Okay, so the first sentence. When Nadia was a little girl, she didn't know what money was. In this sentence, money is a what?
Neutral stimulus?
Let's see. I like your fast response. That is fast. Is that fast latency or fast IRT?
Latency.
Latency.
Oh my goodness. I am liking this.
And fluency.
I'm fluency so much.
Now I'm really going to want ice cream. Look at that.
I know. I want ice cream too. And I told my husband.
Isn't that an MO? There's an MO going on here or something. I don't know.
Somebody's hungry.
That's funny. Okay, one day Nadia wanted ice cream when she was at the supermarket. I made a mistake. So ice cream is food, right? And food is what?
Unconditioned reinforcer.
Nice. Let's see. Good job, my friend. You know, when I
Good job, Martin.
All right, thank you.
when I read ice cream, I was like, no, but ice cream is not like, I don't need it for survival. But then I was like, well, but it is food. So it is an unconditioned. So we have to be careful with those type of things. You know what I mean? There's another example for an unconditioned reinforcer that was like a jacket. I'm like, I don't need a jacket for survival, but the jacket it
Keeps you warm, yeah.
Exactly. So those are the tricky things that we need to look at.
Well, like for example, I have a quick example. Like I don't like canned food, and I never liked canned food my whole life. But when I went through Hurricane Andrew as a kid, I think I was like 7 around there. I remember my mom saying, "All we have is canned food," and that was a big reinforcer. So you know, food, no matter what it is, at that point when you need it and there's nothing else, you're gonna eat it, and you're you're highly motivated for it.
That's a really good example. So I think the trick is whenever they tell us like ice cream or Coke or canned food, then we gotta translate it into what is ice cream? Is food. What is the canned food? It's still food. Okay. So the next one is when Nadia's mom gives her money to buy the ice cream in repeated occasions. So she gives it one time and then the next day, remember? The mom is doing what? What is the mom doing? She gives her money to buy ice cream. The mom is doing a process.
She's pairing the stimuluses.
Nice job. Pairing ice cream with
money.
Yeah. With basically means, look, I got a picture. We're getting closer to the actual ice cream. A stimulus, the ice cream, and the other stimulus is money, and we're pairing them.
So the SS contingency was a respondent pairing, isn't it? Or is it the one for unconditioned reinforcement or conditioned reinforcement? Which one was it?
I think it's we know pairing
Both?
is respondent, but I think eventually it becomes an operand.
Okay.
And that's what I wanted to prove here, but I struggle a little bit trying to see it clearly when it became an operand. But we know that it's, if you're pairing, at this point you're pairing. So eventually when the money is gonna get you the ice cream, and you give money to get ice cream, then you're happy, money to get ice cream, then you're happy, then that the
Then
whole
it becomes the SRS contingency?
yes, it's like eventually you add the next part to it.
Mhm.
Okay.
And then here, the last sentence says the money then acquires the ability to function as a reinforcer through stimulus pairing. And that sentence, I got it specifically from the book. So this is where Martin, is it Martin, right? Martin?
Yes.
I keep on saying your name wrong, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What you were saying, you see, stimulus pairing is what you were saying. What type of behavior you were saying? Respondent behavior, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Respondent is a respondent conditioning, but reinforcer is an operand contingency.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it gets tricky, guys. So money now, after this whole ordeal, has become and I want you to think about it. I'm gonna read the last little piece here. Next week, Nadia wants a doll. Her mom tells her that she needs money to buy the doll. Nadia also wants a dress for the doll. Mom tells her again that she needs money to buy the clothes for the doll. So in this case, money now has become what?
A
Generalized.
Conditioned?
Generalized condition reinforcement.
Yes,
Generalized.
that's it, guys.
Generalized.
You got it. Yes. Remember, it's still a condition, a reinforcer, but if we're in a test question, the more specific one is which one?
Generalized condition reinforcement.
Generalized condition reinforcement. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. You're getting it.
You're proud of us?
I am so proud. Okay, so here you see that she didn't only need money for the ice cream. She was also needing money. We're no longer using money to get ice cream. You see, in the pairing process, it was money, ice cream, money, ice cream, money, ice cream. But then we also needed money to do what? To buy what else?
Doll.
Doll, and what else?
Oh, and the dress.
Clothing for the doll.
You see? So it's repeated and with condition and unconditioned reinforcers. In this case, a doll, we can assume, we cannot say for sure, but we can assume that the doll is what? An unconditioned reinforcement or conditioned reinforcer? Do we need the doll for shelter?
Unconditioned.
No.
It's conditioned.
Conditioned.
And the ice cream is conditioned or unconditioned?
Unconditioned.
Unconditioned.
So in this one, we're using both. It can either be one or the other one, but we're using both, and then it becomes generalized condition reinforcer. Awesome, guys. Wow, I did it good here. Okay. Unconditioned punisher and conditioned punisher. Let's see if it works. What happens to the behavior in unconditioned punisher?
Decreases.
Decreases. And the same thing happens with conditioned punisher, right?
Correct.
So what's the difference between them?
One requires a learning history and one does not.
Good. Which one requires the learning history?
The condition. Sure.
And the other one is unconditioned. Good job, guys. Okay. And the part that we want to remember is no prior pairing, because they keep on repeating that everywhere. So if this one has no prior pairing, what's happening with the condition punisher?
Yes, prior learning history. Prior pairing.
Yeah.
Prior
And the behavior is going to increase what? In the present or in the future?
Decrease.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Future.
Decrease.
In the future.
Future.
In the future. Okay, the history in unconditioned punisher is history required by...
No.
No.
You learn history?
Can you repeat that?
No learning history required.
Okay.
No prior history.
And the other one, you know it already. Learning.
History required.
And unconditioned punisher is a product of?
Phylogenic.
Nice job. This is just us being fluent. And conditioned punisher is a product of?
Ontogenic.
Ontogenic. Okay, who wants to be brave and give me examples of unconditioned punisher?
Temperature.
I like that. I like your thinking, but how is that temperature? Perfect temperature, high, nice, and cool?
Hot or cold.
Sorry. Yeah, high or extreme rates.
temperatures.
Extreme, that's the word that they use, extreme. Good job. I only found extreme hot, but it makes sense to do extreme cold. I didn't want to write it down because I didn't see it with my own eyes, but I would hate extreme cold. I don't function.
Yeah. Oh.
And the other one that they use is extremely loud noise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and conditioned punishers, that one is also tricky. So what I did is I just gave an example. You touch a hot oven, which is a neutral stimulus. We're assuming that you don't know, let's say you're a child. So it's the easier way to know it. Neutral stimulus that we don't know that it's hot, we don't know what's gonna happen. You get burned, and that gives you what? Pain, right?
Mhm.
Correct.
Next time you encounter a hot stove, you're more likely to do what?
Stay away from it.
Stay away from it or use other means to prevent the pain. That's good. Okay, so generalized condition punishers. Anybody knows them? I still didn't memorize it and I wrote it down, but I think once we go over them, we're gonna remember them. I'm gonna give you an example. You guys are doing so bad, I cannot believe it.
Can be a reprimand? Reprimands?
Are you sure? Was that a reprimand? I think I was being nice. Didn't go, well,
If that's being nice, I don't know what a reprimand is going to be.
I know.
okay, yeah. So it's a
I think your reprimand is going to be probably slapping. Just kidding.
That's aggressive, Martin.
I know. I'm just teasing her.
Okay, guys, it's reprimand, and I have two more, but I did it wrong again, and it doesn't go away. Because I usually do it step by step, but this time I did it all at once. I think it was in page 40 to 41. Give me a second. If I can find it really quickly, I'll give it to you.
I want to give a quick funny story about your example about the hot oven.
Go ahead.
My grandmother had a dog as I was growing up. She had a puppy, and she dropped this pan, and I remember seeing when it happened. She dropped this pan in the kitchen that fell right next to the dog. And the dog, his whole life, I mean, until the day he died, every time he would pass by the kitchen, he would run bolt. His whole life, the dog, and we didn't understand. And everybody started trying to figure it out because the dog, no matter what, even if we put a steak in the kitchen, he would not go. He would not go. So
Perfect.
that reminded me of what you were saying about the example of the hot oven.
Yeah.
Nobody taught him that.
Yeah. Perfect.
That was learned.
Yeah.
That was not photogenic. That was ontogenic.
Ontogeny.
It's a product of Okay, guys. So what I had written here was the same thing that was in the other one. That we need to remember that generalized condition punishers, they do not depend on MO for its effectiveness, and they're likely to be punishing at all times. And like I said, one of the examples was reprimand, and the other example was social disapproval, like head shakes, frowns, like the typical, according to your own culture, like you did bad. Okay. But when I post the PowerPoint, I'll make sure it doesn't have any other boxes. Okay, I hope this one works. Okay, today I really work hard on focusing on AKAs. Why? Because we keep on talking about it, and then on the next Zoom, something happens that we all forget about them. So, unconditioned reinforcer / reinforcement. That's exactly how they had it. So I make sure that I put the slash. Okay. The AKAs. I have 3. Does anybody remember any of them?
I remember
Primary
one.
reinforcer.
Okay, Nadia, give me one, and the other person gives me another. Go, Nadia.
She just called out the only one I remember.
Oh, I didn't hear her.
Yeah, primary reinforcement or unlearned reinforcement.
Well, those are 2. That's good. And the next one, I'll give you a tip. There are the first word letter.
UCR.
Oh my God, you're so smart. UCR. Oh, wait, it's UCR. It's actually not the first letter. Let me double check that.
It is. This is the one. It is. This is the one.
That's just the acronym for it, yeah.
That's the acronym.
It's the acronym. But we have to memorize it. I hope I wrote it down correctly and everything else.
I'm gonna add it to my notes.
Okay, yeah, I got confused because let me go to the next one and you'll see. Unlearned reinforcer, which is what you guys said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And primary reinforcer. And the next one is condition reinforcement. The first one is what the tip that I was giving you. This one is the right tip.
CSR.
CR. Actually, CR. Yeah. So that's why we need to memorize it because, one letter can trip us off. And the next 2, I think they're going to be easy, guys.
Secondary reinforcer.
Yes.
Secondary and learned. Okay. I don't
know. Good job, guys.
The reason I think they didn't put that one as a CSR because that would be mistaken with continuous reinforcement.
Might be true. Yeah.
Yeah, because continuous reinforcement is CSR.
CSR. Oh God. You know what I was thinking? I just want to make a table with all of them and just see them all together. Okay, so I'm going to start with the questions. I really don't want to trick you, but it's a little tricky. So, an ANS acquires the ability to function as a reinforcer through which process?
Pairing.
Operant contingency, pairing, respondent contingency, none of the above. So I already heard 1 for pairing.
Yeah, it's B.
Mm-hmm.
I say pairing also.
Everybody agrees? That was fun.
Yeah.
When I give the little lesson at the front, then I ask the questions and everybody's like, oh my God, yes, I know. All right, good job, guys. All of the followings are AKAs for unconditioned reinforcement or reinforcer, except
B.
primary reinforcer, UCRT, unlearned reinforcer, none of the above.
B.
It would be B.
B. That's good. That was fast. Good job. And the actual
acronym is UCR.
UCR. Okay. ANS becomes a CR through SS pairing with 1 or more. A learn reinforcer